you had some big testing numbers that came up early in the preseason testing in December, and obviously you started the season in pretty dominating fashion. Did you know rolling into Pomona that you were probably sitting in the baddest, if not one of the baddest cars out here?
Well, honestly, I think that shows why we are champions. You know, I mean, Dickie Venables has done a hell of a job, you know, with this Mopar Rocky car, and you know, he just continues to prove why he's one of the baddest crew chiefs out there. I mean, we went 95 in testing, and come out here and run 97 in qualifying, it probably went 95. I was in a little bit in the final, and you know, just on and on. I mean, you know, the guy's got a great hot rod underneath me, and you know, I'm just trying not to mess it up out there. But you know, we continue to turn wind lights on. I mean, you know, I know it's 2 in a row this year, but if you go back to Pomona from last year, it's kind of like 3 in a row. You know, so just a lot of wind lights coming on here lately. But I think it still solidifies why we are world champions, and you know, and why we have such a great race car. But it's because we have such a great team.
Sure. Open the question.
Matt, would you mind also talking about what you feel like your win and Tony's win might do for his father?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, obviously you don't wish that on your worst enemy, you know, for somebody to go through that. And there's just so many people out there eat up with cancer. I mean, my dad's got it, you know, prostate cancer, and my grandmother's got terminal lung cancer, and my grandfather's got a brain tumor. So I mean, it's just on and on and on. That's folks that are eat up with it, you know, and you think, man, we can put people on the moon, but we can't find a cure for cancer, you know. So it is just a tough situation. Like Tony said, you get a lot of feedback from a lot of folks and a lot of fans, and some are good and some are not, you know. But anything we can do to keep Don strong. I mean, he's such a driving, you know, guy out here, as far as, you know, just has such a huge emphasis on the sport, owns 7 teams, and helps really probably 12 or 13 teams, you know, come, you know, with parts and pieces and stuff like that. So he's a huge part of the sport. We need him out here. It's just one of those deals where if Don decides to, hey, I'm done, you know, I just want to go fishing and focus on my health, our sport's going to be hurting. So you know, we want him to get better, not only for himself but for the sport.
So needless to say, this probably lifted his spirits today?
We hope so. You never know. I mean, everybody, to each his own, and they all internalize and deal with stuff on their own way. But you know, all we can do is do our job and give the glory and the praise to God, and thank Don for putting the parts and pieces under us to go out there and win.
Matt, we hear these stories about how tough funny car racing is and how it's tough to win around. You've won 12 rounds in a row here. Are you going to tell us how hard it is, or easy?
Well, you know, I mean, right now it's been really good. You know, I mean, the cream rises to the top, and right now we're at top. And you know, but it comes down to my core group of guys. I mean, you know, Dickie Venables, Mike Knutson, Jason Davis, that's the car chief on the car. Those guys are the ones that make it happen. I just, like I said, I don't mess it up out there. Excuse me, I'm drinking too much beer. I don't mess it up out there, but you know, I think that you know, the biggest thing that we can do is just continue to do what we do. We don't change anything, you know. I mean, and Dickie, I think, took a huge lesson from last year. You know, we went into beginning of last year with a new setup and a new combo versus what we won. You know, actually we finished second, you know, in the championship hunt the year before that. So we're going to change it. We know what we're doing, you know, and it didn't work, and it took us half a season to get back to baseline. So this year, even though we have a combination that we went, you know, a 95 with in testing down in West Palm, he decided we're going to just stay with what we know, do what we know how to do, and it's been running great, you know. And I think that we're going to stay over and test tomorrow with that new combination. But until Dickie feels 100% and it feels like it's proven, then we're not going to go to it.
You saved your best for last, and you probably needed it against Dell.
Yeah, you know, Dell's just awesome, man. I mean, those guys have really got it figured out. You know, they're running that 6-disc stuff, and you know, it's that's the direction we're trying to go with, I think. But right now we still got the 5-disc in, and you know, those guys are very, very competitive. Dell's a great driver. He's one of the most natural drivers I've ever seen out here. You know, you don't want to get in a pedal fest with him because he's probably going to beat you, you know. So it's just lots of respect for him as a driver and his team, and Connie Coletta and all those folks. You know, Connie's the same way with Don. You know, he has a big presence out here, and we need them to stay in the sport. So you know, it's just it's good to turn the wind lights on. It's good to win, but you know, there's still going to be some valleys. You know what I mean? We're still going to have some low times. I mean, you can't be on top forever. This is such a emotional roller coaster. You know, the highs of highs and the lows of lows. You're going to be on the bottom again, but you got to figure out how to crawl your way back up to the top. So I think our team has had enough adversity to kind of figure out how do we get back up top once we do hit the bottom. But you know, I just, like I said, I can't say enough about my team. You know, I would love to tell you I'm the best driver in the world, but honestly, I got a great race car underneath me.